job isn't that hard today because everyone knows what Councilwoman Cotton does. She is involved. She knows governance. She knows the job. People like to run, and everybody has the right to run.
Correct. But if they're not knowledgeable, why?
You said it. I did.
I did, but it's the truth. If you're not got knowledgeable like she is, why run?
That's right.
We know that this job is for Councilwoman Cotton. She does the job well.
That's right. She's built for it.
Continue.
Got to be built for it.
That she's able to do this job.
That's right.
So, like Councilwoman Mim said, tell everyone.
That's right.
Vote 1A.
That's right.
1A all the
Early
way.
voting starts on the 10th.
Yes.
10th, 11th, and 12th is early voting. Vote early and often.
Yeah.
That's right.
I never understood that.
Only vote once.
Because you can only vote once. I never understood. But make sure you spread the word. Councilwoman Cosby is doing a great job in the fourth. We've seen the progress in the fourth. And we want to continue that progress by making sure that she is returned to the seat.
May 14th.
May 14th.
Yeah.
But we're going to start voting on the 10th.
May
10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yes. Okay.
So tell everyone you know. 10th, 11th, and 12th, and the 14th.
Absolutely.
All day.
All day, every day.
We have some great candidates running. So we want to make sure we bring these people home.
Amen.
Amen? I didn't go to church today, but because I'm working for the councilwoman. I had to get it in. I'm going to bring up, and he's going to bring us home.
Benjie. Yeah. Benjie.
I thought I was MC.
Yeah. Benjie. Woo. 17 Ave. Yeah.
Well, we know that now he doesn't need an introduction. And I get calls, make sure Ruby is doing this, make sure Ruby's doing that. I got it, I'm on it. Those calls come a lot. But I understand it. I understand the assignment. I'm going to bring up Assemblyman and Ruby's cousin, Mr. Benjie Wimberly.
Benjie! Listen, Elvis was in my class for 1 year. He was on honor roll. Now you remember Elvis? Elvis was giving gospel concerts in the 90s.
Yeah.
Student, true story. I would run their copies off for him in school. They'd write them up. Him and Corey Teague and the crew. They were giving gospel concerts at 18 years old.
Yo.
They're like, who's flyers? I said, don't worry about it. And that's what the Fourth Ward is about in our kids.
That's right.
Elvis been around forever. And these guys definitely understand the assignment. Elvis, thank you so much. I feel like I'm hyped up to go coach a football game. but the assignment is easy when it comes to Cousin Ruby. The mayor said it. Candy knows that, I owe it to, Eddie for anything that we're doing politically. And Eddie owes it to my grandfather and my uncle politically. So when you talk about the Fourth Ward, the Cotton family has been in the Fourth Ward. I'm a Cotton, but my mom is a Cotton. And we literally, from 124 Lawrence Place to 512th Ave to Rosa Parks Boulevard to Governor Street, these are all places that I grew up in the Fourth Ward with my family. And the one thing is, politically, my first involvement in politics was my grandfather, Wallace Cotton, who owned a floor waxing business, and my uncle, Robert Cotton, who owned a whole bunch of property in Paterson and elsewhere else, who did very well for himself. They were the founders of AFL Randolph, a union, which was for small business owners, for minority business owners. They also were the people who organized the March on Washington from the city of Paterson. So the city of Paterson and the Cottons are 7 generations deep. And the one thing I could never forget and never remember was that we used to get paid, and the pay was on 10th Ave. You may remember this, the old school Paterson. They used to have this Jewish hot dog place on 10th Ave. So we would go hand out flyers for Ozzie Palekia, who was then the Democratic Assemblyman for our district. And that was our pay. My grandfather was so cheap, he didn't give us money. He gave you food and a drink. And that was it. Like, you're going to get paid, that's it. Here. But then when Eddie ran for council, our dinner tables have became, it was like, I'm 11 or 12 years old, but I'm grasping how important my big cousin Eddie was. Like, everywhere I went was like, they, you know, I was acknowledged as a cotton. But Eddie just had this energy when he walked into a room. And the first year he ran, and he beat Marty Barnes, and he didn't have a chance. Nobody said he didn't have a chance to beat Marty Barnes. And Eddie wiped him up in that election. I'll never forget that. But we, as kids, were walking around putting flyers out, doing stuff like that. So our family has been involved forever. When it comes to the Democratic Party, my Uncle Bob, all these guys were there, and I'm talking about decades. So Ruby is not a Johnny come on the scene lately. Even more when I saw something about her schools in her district not failing or whatever. That's absolutely crazy. This lady would be up, and this is when I was still in the school district on a regular, and she worked third shift. And she would be in the buildings in the morning, checking on Candy, checking on Eddie, going, making sure here. When Eastside football, when Donald and them was really on the road, this lady here was making sure they had food for their kids, making things were done. That's what a public servant is about, an elected official. And she consistently has done this. I see her sometime, I go, Ruby, go sit down somewhere. Just go sit down. She's everywhere, and it's not the fourth floor. She's everywhere, and she's for everybody. I don't care if you're Spanish, I don't care if you're Middle Eastern, I don't care what it may be. She is there. And then she's gonna give a speech that's gonna last around 12 minutes. So I always say, Ruby, I want to go home. I want to go home. She'll get up. But her energy and her sincerity is real. And the one message I will send out to the council, she is like a mother figure, not just to so many people. She's become a grandmother figure. When some of the kids came the other day, who are men now, they came to help her out the other day. Every one of them had a Ruby Cotton story, from Little League football to high school football. And that's the fabric of what we need here in the city of Paterson.
That's right.
We need people who are not coming in to rent us out.
That's right.
Sell us out.
That's right.
And she has invested over and over again. And Al, you hit it on the head. Every organization. And she doesn't miss these events. Anybody knows me, I'm a drive-by event person. Like, if you blink, I'm gone out the door. I come in, I slide in, I'll take that picture, and I'm gone. I learned that early.
Just like Superman.
I do like 3 of them. Yeah, that's it. But Ruby sits and talks to people. She comes around. And I can say this, when I ran for office, she was by my side every step of the way. Eddie was my side man who everything from here. So, you know, whatever we're going to do financially, we're going to take care of you. You're going to be good. That's never going to be a question. And also know that our family sends regards. Like, so the Cotton family is still around. We're in Essex County, other places. I said, look, I don't need no hellos or highs. I need you to come up here and work.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to do for you, because it's the right thing to do. You're the right person at the right time. And not only, you know, it's a name that you know, but you are trustworthy.
That's right.
Anybody that ever question your integrity.
That's right. Movement.
I think I can speak for 7 generations of Cottons and Wimberlys in the 4th Ward that we will be here with you every step of the way. As Commissioner Simmons has said, early voting is the 10th, 11th, and 12th at the old Alabama projects and at the fire station house. But more importantly, let's send a message.
That's right.
Let's send a message loud and clear that, you know what, you're here as long as you want to be.
That's right.
You are here as long as you want to be.
That's right.
And when it's time for you to retire, you're not going to squeeze the baton, you're going to pass it.
That's right.
So for the young people behind you, they need to understand, learn. Follow your steps. You open your doors. You got Jamie Bland, who is also everywhere. Like, I don't know.
Jamie! Woo, woo,
So your legacy and the Cotton legacy lives on long. But more importantly, you are somebody, like I said, if your integrity is ever questioned, you better question that person who's questioning your integrity. So I'm going to say this loud and clear. I'm here to endorse her. We're going to work for her for the next whatever amount of time and days it's going to be. And I tell you this, the one thing you can say is that she is fair for everybody.